Hi students, good morning. In this video you are going to learn about decentralization and its importance. Look at this both the picture, it is centralization and it is decentralization. See, all the words are given to subordinates in decentralization. So subordinates taking decision as per their knowledge, abilities, skills. They are taking decisions for the organization. They no need to approach their higher officials for each and every activities. But in centralization, for each and every activities should be considered their higher official. Higher official, which means top level management, will control everything in the organization. So span of control is alive in centralization. Here no span of control. At the same time, authority and responsibility given by them. Then finally all the subordinates are accountable to their higher officials. But here and all, after done their duties, they will be accountable. But even they are taking own decision. They are no need to approach their higher official. So about it we are going to discuss very elaborately. Come to this video. So decentralization. Decentralization. The process of transferring and assigning decision making. See, it is a process of transferring and assigning the decision making authority. You know what's the meaning of decision making authority? Who can take decision? Higher official, board can take decision, else top level management can take decision. But here the process of transferring and assigning the decision making authority to lower level of an organizational hierarchy. See, if the decision making authorities allotted to lower level subordinates, that is decentralization. So if lower level people, which is called operationally level people, can take decision favor for the organizations, that shows decentralization. So it is a process of assigning decision making authority to lower level people, isn't it? For organizational hierarchy, you know, organizational hierarchies are top to middle, middle to bottom. So like this only they will follow. But now decision making authority goes to lower level management. Then after taking the decisions, then they will show the report to the higher officials only. They will send the report. They will just show. So this is what we done. We used our knowledge, skills, abilities, experiences and everything effectively and efficiently. We done our job like this. But some organizations, if they use decentralization, they can survive in the market. They can get more profit. It may lead to the growth of an organization, but it is not worked for all the organization. Especially, you know, Henry Fayol, he gave principles of management. As per the principles of management, scalar chain is one of the very important principles of management. In it, you have learned very clearly that authority, responsibility should come from top to middle, middle to bottom, and if any announcement also given by board to middle, middle to bottom will come. If any grievances, that lower level people will approach to their middle level and middle level will approach to the higher level management, then it will take so much of time, isn't it? Then instead of that only Gangplank also we studied. Can you remember that? Gangplank. So that is the opposite for scalar chain. Okay, anyway, come to this decentralization. Knowledge, ideas and informations are flowing from the bottom to the top. So where it's flowing? Bottom to top. So which is down to upward. What all goes? Knowledge, ideas, informations are flowing bottom to top. The span of control of top management is relatively small. But before and all in centralization activities, all the controls will be held by the higher officials. If higher officials want, they can survive. If they don't want, they will terminate or they will suspend. They will do any action. They will take any actions for the organization. But here, in the span of control of the top level managers is relatively very small to compare with centralization. This is that decentralization. To compare with centralization, it is very small in decentralization. Okay. The next one. Importance of decentralization. First importance is develops initiative among the subordinates. Develops initiative among the subordinates. So what subordinates are doing? Subordinates can take decision now. Instead of getting permission from the higher official, subordinate can take decision in decentralization. Decentralization helps to promote self-reliance and confidence among the subordinate. So which promote? Decentralization promote self-reliance. They can take own decisions without asking their higher officials. So self-reliant. They can stand with their own leg like this. Confidence. among the subordinates. Then this because of lower management levels are given freedom to take their own decisions, they learn to depend on their own judgment. So listen here. So first ever we learned about it. It is self-reliant. At the same time, it gives confidence to the subordinate, isn't it? And now it gives freedom to take decisions, and they are enjoying their judgments, isn't it? So after taking the judgment, if judgment is good, after encounter the problems, if they are continuously encounter different kinds of problems, they are becoming experienced on it, isn't it? At the same time, this decentralization helps with subordinates to equip their talents, knowledge, and decentralization policy helps to identify those executives who have the necessary potential to become the. So it is identifying who have necessary talents to become a dynamic leader in the future with the help of this decentralization, because it is the greatest opportunity for the people, especially for subordinate, to outcome their abilities, knowledge, skills and everything. From that we comes to know, yes, he is the perfect one. See, he is working as a subordinate only, but his thinking level is entirely different, marvelous, equal to manager, equal to general manager, equal to board of directors. So like this. The second importance of decentralization is develops managerial talent for the future. For the future, they are developing their managerial talent. If business have an idea to promote the subordinate to the higher official, for example, on assistant manager is there, but he is doing his job perfectly favor for the organization. Then finally, they have an idea to promote his level to the manager or general manager. But before that, if they have implemented this decentralization, from that we can come to know whether he is capable to the post or not. But he is very well focused and he is effectively and efficiently doing his job right now what are allotted by the higher official. But because of this decentralization only, what is his quality, abilities, knowledge, experiences, everything will come, isn't it? So we can come to know very clearly. Also to identify who is inefficient, who is not qualified to become a manager. That also we can identify very easily. Decentralization gives them a chance to prove their abilities. It gives a chance to prove their abilities. So whoever it is, for example, chance without giving chance to a man, how we can judge? So it gives a chance to show their abilities, talents and create reservoir of qualified manpower who can be considered to fill up their challenging position through promotions. Very challenging positions, that manager's position and all. So whoever wanted to fulfill that manager's position, they should be highly qualified, capable, experienced. They should have so much of skills and abilities. So it develops managerial talent for the future. Because of this decentralization, we can come to know who is the right one for right job. And next one, quick decision making. So easily we can take decision without approaching the higher official. For everything we should not we cannot approach our higher official. But before and all in centralization, you cannot take any decision independently. So whatever it is, that should come from top to bottom. So we should approach higher. It will take more and more time, isn't it? But nowadays, if you are having decision taking authority, you can take without asking permission from the higher official. Management hierarchy can be looked upon the chain of communication. Whatever the decisions we are going to take before and all, we should look up what our middle level management going to say about our grievances. Then whether it is goes to high level, top level management, and what decisions they have taken, favor or unfavor, we don't know. Then again, after taking the decision by top level management, it will come from top to bottom slowly, top to middle and middle to low level, which is called operational level. So it is downward. We should look up, but nowadays no need in this decentralization. The same in centralized organizations, because every decision is taken by the top management, the flow of information is slow, as it has, that it is very slow. At the same time, response also very slow. To compare with decentralization, the response for the grievances also will be very slow. This reduces the speed for decision making and makes it difficult for an enterprise to adapt a dynamic operating conditions. It is very important to instantly have to take decisions to implement anything. Favor for the organizations, if we are approaching the higher officials, they will take more and more time in centralization. So because of that, our organization maybe becomes failure in the future. But decentralization, it is eliminating that complexities. So easily can take decisions, which is favor quickly can take decision. That is called quick decision making. At the same, the process is much faster. There is also less chance for information getting. So everything is favored for it. It doesn't have to go the long chain and all. I told you na, this is the long chain like scalar chain. But now no need. Fourth most importance of decentralization is relief to top management. Decentralization diminishes the amount of direct supervision exercised by a superior over the activities of a subordinate, because they are given the freedom to act and decide all about within the limits set by the superior. See, now decentralization is diminished, which means eradicated the span of control, isn't it? So because of the supervision, elimination of supervision, they can focus in other important point of business. So before, in a centralization, the top level management will control, will monitor, will supervise all the activities of an organization. So now they set a limit. Within this limit, they have given all the authority, responsibility, decision making power, everything to the subordinate. Can you get my point? So within the limit they have given, isn't it? Then they can focus to other work. They don't need to supervise them, because personal supervision is there. So they are taking decision and they are supervising themselves only. See, this we will comes to know when. So like one student is there, he is asking me, I am a teacher, right? So he is asking me, sir, I don't want to work under your control. I don't want to study under your control. It's a very pathetic and it is a controlled situation. I cannot study. Just leave me free. He wanted to be alone with his parents, friends and the teachers. But he wanted to study. Okay, everybody, parents given permission, friends given permission, even teacher also gave permission to the student. You can study as your own, but we are expecting the mark. Isn't it? If finally he scored well and good marks, then he is good, best student. We won't disturb him. Isn't it? But after gave all the freedom to him, if he fails to get very good mark, then again what we will do? We will implement some controlling system, supervision and everything. Teacher will scold and teacher will ask him to study better, and teacher will teach him than earlier. More time he will spend, and friends also, even parents also, they will take care, isn't it? So likewise, personal supervision is generally replaced by other form of control called return on investment. So what is the return on investment of the business? You did personal supervision, yes, okay, we accepted. What is the outcome? Isn't it? So outcome is very important. So if outcome is good, we can leave them in decentralization itself. Then they can feel free and they can take own decisions, whatever it is. So once they given this limit and supervision, elimination of the supervision, they can focus in their other important activities of the organization. Decentralization also leaves the top level management with more time, which they can devote to important policy decisions rather than occupying their time with the both policy as well as operational decisions. So before and all, they spend more and more time in controlling supervision and occupational decisions, but now it is eliminating complexity. They can utilize this time for the business purposes. They can utilize for the very important, which is very important. Other than this, the fact decentralization is the greatest when checking required on decisions taken by lower level of management is least. So before and all, lower level management, they cannot take decisions. They can take very important decisions only, but now they can take whatever decisions they want, but within prescribed line, the limits, isn't it? So anyway, it's good for the operationary level. Who is the top level worker and low level manager? Can you answer for this question? Who is top level worker and low level manager? He is supervisor. Operational level head is supervisor. Okay, next one is fifth importance of decentralization is facilitates growth. Facilitates growth. Decentralization awards greater autonomy to the lower level of management as well as divisional or departmental heads. See here, it awards greater autonomy, full freedom for lower level management as well as the divisional or departmental heads. They can take the decision favor for their departments as their own. They don't need to depend upon their higher official, isn't it? This allows them to function in a manner best suited to their department. So which is best suited for their departments, they are taking the decisions favor for the departments and they are following up an action and foster a sense of competition among the departments. So they are implementing at the same time departments to department competitions are there, which is called manufacturing department, R&D department, HR department, then marketing department, sales department. So if they are taking decisions as their own, it is very much faster than earlier. At the same time, department to department, they are having some competitions. Then finally, each and every department gives perfect result. Each and every department gives perfect results that leads to the success of the organization, which is the growth of an organization. Isn't it? Facilitates it. It leads to growth, which is called facilitates growth. Consequently, with each department doing the best bit out of do that other, the productivity level increases. The productivity level increases and the organization is able to generate more returns. Definitely, if productions are good, if R&D departments they are doing research good, if marketing department they are marketing good, if HR department are recruiting people right person, manufacturing department are giving A1 quality product, then sales department can easily sell the product to the people. Then finally, returns will be more than earlier. To compare with centralized activity, decentralization may be favored for an organization. Sometimes it is worked out, isn't it? Expansion purpose can be used for expansion purpose also, that money. So after get the profit, we are not going to split and give all the profits to our shareholder and partners. What we will do? We will allot some amount as resource for promote the business, diversify the business, expand the business, modernize the business, isn't it? For this and all we will do, so it is facilitates growth. Sixth and last importance of decentralization is better control. How can control better control? Decentralization makes it possible to evaluate performance at each level, and the departments can be individually held accountable for the result. So each and every department individually they are accountable to the higher official, even though they got that permission, which is called decision taking authority. In the limit, finally each and every department has to approach that general manager. Each and every department manager is accountable for general manager, and he is submitting the report. From that we will come to know which department's contribution for the organization is good. The exact achievement of organizational objectives. So what is the exact achievement of the organizational objectives, as well as the contribution of each department in meeting the overall objectives of the business is sustained. So what is the organizational objectives? To achieve goal. What goal it is? To achieve tremendous profit. So no one will start the business to make losses. So everybody is starting the business to make profit. So to achieve the organizational objectives, how many percentage each and every department are contributed. For organization, for example, look at this. If organizational objectives are 100%, you consider it is the 100%. 100%. In that, how many percentage of organizational objectives are achieved with the help of marketing department? That is called 33%, for example, marketing department, and 20% by sales department, 12% by HR department, 12%, and manufacturing department 40%, or for 35% manufacturing production department 35%. So likewise, each and every department, how many percentage they have contributed, then finally who contributed more, which is called production department, contributed more than all the departments. So we can identify which department worked favor for an organization in large value, isn't it? And the same, the last one, feedback from all levels helps to analyze variances and improve operations. So from all levels we are getting feedback, then finally we can make some changes depends upon the feedback.